A very good morning to one and all. I request all of you to please keep your phone in silent mode. Thank you for your cooperation. We begin our Independence Day celebration. The floral tribute to Mahatma Gandhiji's statue at the Chancery by Ambassador of India to Kuwait, His Excellency Shri C.B. George and Madam Joyce C.B. Ambassador of India to Kuwait, His Excellency Shri C.B. George, is heading towards the Chancery to pay floral tribute to the statue of Mahatma Gandhiji. Madam Joyce C.B. is paying the floral tribute to the statue of Mahatma Gandhiji. His Excellency will now be hoisting our national flag, and I request everyone present here to rise for the flag hoisting and national anthem.
Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Uttara, Banga, Vindhya, Himachala, Yamuna, Ganga, Uchchala, Jaladi, Taranga, Tava Shubha Name Jage, Tava Shubha Ashish Mage, Gahe Tava Jaya Gaha, Janagana Mangaladayaka Jaya He, Bharat Bhagya Vidhata, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He. Jai Hind, Jai Hind, Jai Hind.
Thank you. Please take your seats. Ambassador Sir is on his way to the auditorium. Ambassador of India to Kuwait, His Excellency Shri C.B. George, has arrived to the auditorium. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Independence Day. I will read out the address to the nation by Honorable President of India on the eve of the 76th Independence Day. मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, नमस्कार। छिहत्तरवें स्वाधीनता दिवस की पूर्व संध्या पर देश विदेश में रहने वाले सभी भारतीयों को मैं हार्दिक बधाई देती हूँ. I am delighted to address you on this momentous occasion. India is completing 75 years as an independent nation. 14th August is observed as Partition Horrors Remembrance Day, so as to promote social harmony, unity and empowerment of people. Tomorrow marks the day when we had freed ourselves from the shackles of colonial rulers and decided to reshape our destiny. All of us celebrate the anniversary of that day. We bow to all those men and women who made enormous sacrifices to make it possible for us to live in a free India. It is a cause of celebration not only for all of us, but also for every advocate of democracy around the world. When India won independence, there were many international leaders and experts who were skeptical about the success of democratic form of government in India. They had their reasons to be doubtful. In those days, democracy was limited to economically advanced nations. India, after so many years of exploitation at the hands of foreign rulers, was marked by poverty and illiteracy. But we Indians proved the skeptics wrong. Democracy not only grew roots in the soil, it was enriched too. In most other well-established democracies, women had to wage long-drawn struggles to get the right to vote. But India adopted universal adult franchise right since the beginning of the Republic. Thus, the makers of modern India enabled each and every adult citizen to participate in the collective process of nation building. Thus, India can be credited to have helped the world discover the true potential of democracy. I believe this was not a coincidence. At the beginning of civilization, Saints and seers of this land had developed a vision of humanity that was defined by equality of all, indeed, oneness of all. The great freedom struggle and its leaders like Mahatma Gandhi rediscovered our ancient values of modern times. Then it is no wonder our democracy has Indian characteristics. Gandhiji advocated decentralization and power to the people. For 75 years now, the nation has been commemorating these noble ideals that won us freedom. In March 2021, we began the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav with the reenactment of the Dandi March. This way, our celebrations began with a tribute to that watershed event which had put our struggle on the world map. The festival is dedicated to the people of India. Based on the success achieved by the people, the resolve to build Atmanirbhar Bharat is also part of this Mahotsav. Citizens from all age groups have keenly participated in a series of events held across the country. This grand festival is going ahead with Har Ghar Tiranga Abhiyan. The Indian tricolors are fluttering in every nook and corner of the country. Great martyrs would have been thrilled to see the spirit of the independence movement coming alive again on such a massive scale. Our glorious freedom struggle was waged bravely across the vast territory of our country. Many great freedom fighters did their duty and passed on the torch of awakening, leaving little trace of their heroic deeds. Forgotten for long were many heroes and their struggles, especially among the peasant and the tribal populations. The government's decision last year to observe 15th November as Janajatiya Gaurav Divas is welcome because our tribal heroes are not merely local or regional icons, but they inspire the entire nation. Dear citizens, for a nation, particularly an ancient one such as India, the passage of 75 years merely a blink of an eye. But for us as individuals, it is a lifetime. Senior citizens among us have witnessed a dramatic change in their lifetime. They have seen how, after independence, older generations have toiled hard, how we met great challenges, and how we have taken charge of our destiny. The lessons learned in the process will prove useful as we move towards the next milestone in the journey of the nation, the Amrit Kal, the 25 years to the celebration of the centenary of our independence. By the year 2047, we will have fully realized the dreams of our freedom fighters. We will have given a concrete shape to the vision of those who, led by Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, drafted the Constitution. We are already on the course to build an Atmanirbhar Bharat, an India that would have realized its true potential. The world has seen a new India rising in recent years, more so after the outbreak of COVID-19. Our response to the pandemic has been appreciated everywhere. We launched the biggest vaccination drive in human history with vaccines manufactured in the country itself. Last month, we crossed the 200 crore mark in cumulative vaccine coverage. In combating the pandemic, our achievements have been better than those of many developed countries. For this feat, we are grateful to our scientists, doctors, nurses, paramedics, and the staff associated with vaccination. The pandemic has uprooted lives and also economies in the entire world. When the world has been battling the economic consequences of the great crisis, India got its act together and is now moving forward. India is amongst the fastest growing major economies in the world. India's startup ecosystem ranks high in the world. The success of startups in our country, especially the growing number of unicorns, is a shining example of our industrial progress. The government and policymakers deserve credit for beating the global trend and helping the economy flourish. During the last few years, unprecedented progress has been made in the development of physical and digital infrastructure. Through the Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti Yojana, all the modes of connectivity based on water, land, air, etc. are being integrated in the whole country to enable seamless transformation across the country. For the vibrancy of growth visible in our country, credit must also be given to workers and farmers whose hard work has made it possible and entrepreneurs whose business acumen has created wealth. What is all the more heartening is that the growth is becoming more inclusive and regional disparities too are reducing. But this is only the beginning. A series of economic reforms and policy initiatives have been preparing the ground for a long term. Digital India, for example, is creating the bedrock of a knowledge economy. The national education policy is aimed at preparing the future generation for the next stage of industrial revolution while also reconnecting it with our heritage. Economic success is leading to an ease in living too. Economic reforms are rightly accompanied by innovative welfare initiatives. A home of one's own is no longer a dream for the poor, but a reality for more and more people, thanks to the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Similarly, under the Jal Jeevan Mission, tap water connection is being provided to every household since the launch of the Har Ghar Jal scheme. The aim of these and many other similar efforts is to provide basic amenities to all, particularly the poor. The key word for India today is compassion, for the downtrodden, for the needy, and for those on the margins. Some of our national values have been incorporated in our constitution as the fundamental duties of the citizens. I appeal to every citizen to know about their fundamental duties and follow them in letter and spirit so that our nation reaches new heights. Dear citizens, at the core of the transformation we have been witnessing in healthcare, education, economy, as well as a number of related areas is the stress on good governance. When work is done with the spirit of nation first, it is bound to reflect in every decision and every sector. This is also reflected in India's standing in the world. India's newfound confidence stems from the spirit of its youth, its farmers, and above all, its women. Gender inequalities are reducing and women are moving ahead, breaking many glass ceilings. Their increasing participation in social and political processes will prove decisive. At the grassroots level, we have more than 14 lakh elected women representatives in Panchayati Raj institutions. Our daughters are the biggest hope for the nation. Some of them brought laurels for the country at the recently held Commonwealth Games. Of course, India's sportspersons have been making the country proud by their performance in international competitions. A large number of our winners come from underprivileged segments of society. From becoming fighter pilots to space scientists, our daughters are scaling great heights. Dear citizens, in celebrating Independence Day, we are celebrating our Bharatiyata. Our country is full of diversity, but at the same time, we all have something in common. It is this common thread which binds all of us together and inspires us to walk together with the spirit of Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. India is a very beautiful country, also because of its mountains, rivers, lakes, and forests, and the animals and the birds that live in such landscapes. When the environment is facing new challenges, we must remain determined to preserve all that makes India beautiful. Conserving water, soil, and biodiversity is our duty towards our children. Caring for Mother Nature has been part and parcel of Indian culture. With our traditional lifestyle, we Indians can show the way to the rest of the world. Yoga and Ayurveda are India's invaluable gifts to the world. Their popularity is on the rise as over the globe. Dear fellow citizens, our beloved country has given us everything we have in our life. We should pledge to give everything we can for the sake of safety, security, progress, and prosperity of our country. Our existence will become meaningful only in building a glorious India. The great nationalist poet Kuwait, who enriched Indian literature through Kannada language, had written, Nanu alive, Neenu alive, Namma elubugal mele, Muduvudu, Muduvudu, Navabharada lile, which means, I will pass, so will you, but on our bones will arise the great tale of a new India. This is a clarion call of the nationalist poet for making total sacrifice for the motherland and upliftment of fellow citizens. To follow these ideals is my special appeal to the youth of the country who are going to build India of 2047. Before I conclude, I would like to extend Independence Day greetings to the armed forces, to the members of Indian missions abroad, and to the Indian diaspora who contribute to make their motherland proud. मैं सभी देशवासियों के सुखद और मंगलमय जीवन के लिए शुभकामनाएं व्यक्त करती हूँ. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद. Thank you for coming over today for the morning celebrations on the 76th Independence Day of India, which is the 75th anniversary of India's independence. Due to COVID-related restrictions, we couldn't do an open-air event outside like we did before the COVID started. Let me share a few thoughts with you today. My dear fellow citizens and dear friends of India, on the occasion of the 76th Independence Day of India, I extend greetings to all Indians in Kuwait. Let's join our 1.3 billion brothers and sisters in India and millions of Indian diaspora abroad and billions of our friends across the globe to celebrate this occasion. I particularly congratulate our 1 million Indian brothers and sisters in Kuwait. Let me begin by thanking His Highness Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Amir of the State of Kuwait, and His Highness Sheikh Mishal Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Crown Prince of the state, for hosting the large Indian community in Kuwait. Dear friends, today is the 75th anniversary of India's independence, which we celebrate as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. This Amrit Mahotsav began on 12th March 2021 with Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji making the announcement at Mahatma Gandhi's Sabarmati Ashram. The launch of celebrations commenced a 75-week countdown to the 75th anniversary of India's independence, which we celebrate today, which will culminate on 15 August 2023. The 5 themes of the Amrit Mahotsav are freedom struggle, ideas at 75, resolve at 75, actions at 75, and achievements at 75. Freedom struggle theme celebrates the milestone of Indian history and the stories of unsung heroes of our freedom movement. Idea at 75 commemorates the ideas and ideals that have shaped India. Resolve at 75 theme focuses on the collective resolve and determination to work for a better future for the country, and actions at 75 endeavors to highlight the efforts that are being undertaken to help India take its rightful position in the new world order. As Honorable Rashtrapati ji said today, I quote, "This festival is dedicated to the people of India. Based on the success achieved by the people, the resolve to build Atmanirbhar Bharat is also a part of this Mahotsav. Citizens from all age groups have keenly participated in a series of events held across the country." Unquote. Our Prime Minister spoke about Amrit Kal, 25 years till we celebrate India at 100. The goal of this period is to ascend to new heights of prosperity for India and the citizens of India. Today morning, in his address to the nation, Honorable Prime Minister set out 5 commitments for the new India during Amrit Kal period as it heads towards the independence centenary. An India that is developed, an India free of colonial mindset, an India proud of its heritage, an India united and integrated, and an India whose citizens put duty above all. Dear friends, here in Kuwait, during 2021-22, we have been celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, along with the celebrations to mark the 60th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic relations between our two countries. Despite the many challenges posed by the devastating COVID-19 pandemic, we celebrated India almost every day in Kuwait. I thank the Kuwaiti leadership for the wholehearted support extended to the embassy in celebrating the confluence of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and 60th anniversary of diplomatic relations. During 21-22, we witnessed the Indian tricolor flying on the iconic Kuwait towers, for the first time in the history of those towers, not once but twice. You recall the visit of Indian naval ship INS Teg, which received unprecedented welcome by the Kuwaiti naval authorities last month. Together with the Kuwaiti side, with the support of NCCAL, we organized several cultural events and exhibitions in many of the landmark buildings, including the Kuwait National Library, Kuwait National Museum, Yarmouk Cultural Center, Sadu House, and Kuwait Art Association premises. You would also recall the International Day of Yoga celebrations, special cycle rally, 75 variety of Indian dishes served at the Made in India festival, Indian traditional fashion show, mango festivals, herbal plants exhibition, state facilitation events, 3Ts campaign, and the several Made in India exhibitions that we organized at the embassy premises and all across Kuwait. Everything that we did were a mass movement involving our Indian community and our Kuwaiti friends. Today, as I speak to you, over 100 buses are carrying the Indian tricolor all across the streets of Kuwait as part of our 3Ts campaign. I thank Kuwait TV, other TV channels, and the mainstream print media in Kuwait, both Arabic and English, who covered our various events and activities almost on a daily basis, taking India's message to every nook and corner of Kuwait and beyond. Cultural festivals and our people-to-people connect contributed immensely in also building our relations in other areas too. During 2021-22, we were able to take our bilateral relationship in Kuwait to a high new level of dynamic partnership in both political and economic fields. Despite the many challenges of COVID-19 pandemic, our political engagement and business cooperation continued its upward trajectory. In fact, our cooperation in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic further strengthened our bilateral relationship. You would recall the dispatch of emergency medical team from India to Kuwait and then the supply of 200,000 doses of made in India vaccines to Kuwait. We recall the supply of medical oxygen from Kuwait to India, which made Kuwait the largest supplier of medical oxygen to India. At least some of you would recall the ARC bridge that we set up with 6 naval ships and 4 military aircraft from India, ferrying the much needed medical oxygen from Kuwait to India. As I complete 2 years of my stay in Kuwait, I thank the vibrant Indian community in Kuwait, the Indian Community Support Group ICSG, Indian Doctors Forum, Indian Business and Professionals Council IBPC, IIT IAM alumni, and our many professional bodies, cultural groups and associations, and the many volunteers and media representatives who joined hands with the embassy to extend support to those Indians in need during COVID-19 pandemic and afterwards. Here I should particularly salute and thank our brave frontline healthcare professionals, our doctors and our nurses for their selfless service to the community, which saved many lives during the pandemic. There is too much to share, starting with the Vande Bharat mission, arranging travel of hundreds of thousands to India and later their return, including those stranded in India back to Kuwait, setting up of an air bubble which was a daily challenge, vaccination drive, food shortages and medicine distribution drive, supply of air tickets, large number of stretcher cases, medical cases traveling to India, lunch for all workers who visit the embassy, free medical checkup. The list is long. Our rapid action team spent several nights at airport, even today, regularly to help those who get stranded. Manning 12 WhatsApp lines, helplines, 24/7 itself is indeed a major task. Our children were always our priority, and it was so gratifying to see them appearing in JEE, NATA, ICAI, and NEET examinations for the first time in Kuwait, and all these have now been institutionalized. I thank my officers and staff in the embassy who during the last 2 years gave their full to streamline the consular and community welfare responsibilities of the mission and made it a real home away from home. Let me share this again with you. Almost all of my staff in the embassy got infected with COVID-19 virus at some point of time, some of them multiple times. I am so happy and proud that despite all these challenges, my staff and their families were able to face the many challenges and served the community with determination and commitment. Dear friends, let me conclude by saying this. We will continue to strive towards further strengthening our multifaceted bilateral engagement with Kuwait. We will continue to work towards making Kuwait a partner in our Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign and in our 3Ts project, trade, technology, and tourism. We will continue to celebrate India in Kuwait as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and follow the five commitments of Amrit Kal set out by Honorable Prime Minister today morning in his address to the nation. We will continue our efforts to further streamline our consular services and to do everything possible to ensure the welfare of Indian community in Kuwait. Once again, I wish you a very happy Independence Day and a very happy and successful Amrit Kal. My best wishes to all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I now request everyone present here to stand and raise their flags towards the stage. Thank you. Please take your respective seats. We now have a video presentation on the occasion of Independence Day.
I am the tricolour. 75 years ago, I was unfurled to mark a new dawn for India, a young nation with an ancient civilization. In 1947, the newly independent India faced enormous challenges: the battle of poverty, confronting illiteracy, integration of more than 560 dominions into one nation, providing basic amenities to its citizens, and embarking on a journey of growth and transformation. Since then, I have been a witness to an India that braved those myriad challenges by evolving constantly, and whose voice is now shaping the global discourse. I flutter with immense pride as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. As the nation celebrates its Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Har Ghar Tiranga campaign has taken me to all corners of India, from Ladakh to Kerala, from Manipur to Rajasthan. I, as a symbol of unity and strength of India, will rise and fly. India at 75 is a perfect blend of ancient cultural heritage and modernity, standing at the cusp of history. With the support of various farmer-centric schemes, policies and advanced R&D facilities in place, India today is one of the largest producers and exporters of agricultural products. India's space program is reflective of the robustness and versatility of India's scientific capabilities. ISRO has made its mark in the field of space technology by launching a great number of satellites from all across the globe, from Chandrayaan to Mangalyaan, from PSLV to Mission Shakti, and visionary projects like Chandrayaan 3 and Gaganyaan lined up. India has managed to conquer space time and time again. The tremendous growth in India's science and technology sector is a product of some brave and exploratory initiatives taken up by the government to inject innovation and entrepreneurship into the work culture. Today, we are a nuclear powerhouse, making exponential advancements in bio and nanotechnology and conquering the digital age through revolutionary ideas like Digital India. India's IT sector has grown by leaps and bounds in the last few years. The sector is expected to skyrocket given the rising demand of newer technologies like cloud and analytics. India's GDP has seen a constant upward trend in recent times. Industrialization, especially the manufacturing sector, has reaped the benefits of the world's youngest and largest workforce through innovative flagship programs like Make in India, Skill India, and Startup India. Today, India is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, with more than 100 unicorn startups worth more than $300 billion. The world witnessed India's true capabilities in terms of healthcare during the COVID-19 pandemic. Hailed as the pharmacy of the world, India is now seen as a favored destination by people from around the world for obtaining high-quality medical care at affordable prices. Premier Indian institutions are credited for producing experts, skilled professionals, and global leaders in every field. The public health and education infrastructure has seen an exponential growth in the last few years. Initiatives like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and the new education policy of 2020 were a step further to strengthening this very foundation. Be it the Ayushman Bharat scheme or the world's largest vaccination drive, one can be assured that the future of India's health sector is in safe hands. Khelo India and Fit India campaigns are giving this young nation a new energy and dynamism. One of my proudest moments is when I'm raised to herald the victory of an Indian, along with the national anthem playing in the background, and the cheering crowd there and back home. In 2014, India got a resolution adopted by the United Nations to celebrate 21st June every year as the International Day of Yoga. Today, the whole world is practicing yoga for a healthy living. Over the past few years, India has witnessed extensive growth in the speed, scale, and quality of infrastructure. Today, the country is globally recognized for the fastest construction of highways, expressways, ports, dams, airports, railways, tunnels, and bridges. India is boldly facing the global challenges today and overcoming these challenges. India is now a global player and contributes constructively on important international policy matters. Today, the world sees me flying high at all major global summits and conferences. India has always been ready to share the fruits of its growth and development with fellow nations through lines of credit, capacity building infrastructure projects, educational scholarships, civilian and military training courses, heritage restoration programs. In the spirit of share and care, India has led many humanitarian aid and rescue operations worldwide, assisting not only Indians but foreigners also. The sustenance of our connection with the Indian diaspora worldwide is another key focus of the present government and is supporting it through various schemes and policies. India is taking a lead in the fight against climate change. India has launched global initiatives like International Solar Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, and Mission Life. Adapting and shifting to sustainable means for producing energy has been an ongoing priority that the country has put its mind to. India knows how to protect its borders with one of the strongest defense forces in the world. Learning from its past, the new India is relentlessly working to provide quality life to its citizens and build an Atmanirbhar future for all Indians.
भारत एक मजबूत सरकार के नेतृत्व में, एक स्थिर सरकार के नेतृत्व में, एक निर्णायक सरकार के नेतृत्व में नए सपने भी देख रहा है, नए संकल्प भी ले रहा है और संकल्पों को सिद्धि में परिवर्तित करने के लिए जी जान से जुटा हुआ भी है.
Journey of the next 25 years, from the 75th year of independence to the 100th, marks the Amrit Kal. Today, I see India ready to lead the world into the Amrit Kal of development, harmony and peace. India aims to be a green, clean, sustainable and reliable nation. Driven by the forces of innovation and entrepreneurship, the country is ready to lead the way.
Thank you. Ministry of External Affairs has conducted a quiz on Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which saw good participation. And today we are felicitating the winners of the quiz with medals. The certificates have already been distributed to the winners. I now request Ambassador of India to Kuwait, His Excellency Shri C.B. George, to come to the stage and felicitate the winners. I request the winners to come to the stage one after the other as I call out their names. I would like to start with the gold medal winner, Mr. Enosh Paul. Congratulations. Please give me a huge round of applause, the gold medal winner. I now call upon the silver medal winners, Mr. Sojib Deb. Congratulations. Congratulations, Sojib. I now call Mr. Rowell Kutinha. Thank you, sir. Congratulations to all the winners. Music has long been one of the prime factors that has evoked feelings of patriotism in each one of us. Patriotism and music have been blended together in countless melodies over the decades through anthems and songs. We now have Kuwait Chamber Choral Group to present some iconic patriotic songs today. Sare Jahan Se Acha, Jana Kodikal Mamal, a Malayalam patriotic song, and Vande Mataram. Please welcome KCC Group with a huge round of applause.
सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हम बुलबुले हैं इसकी ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा पर्वत हो सबसे ऊंचा हमसाया आसमां का पर्वत हो सबसे ऊंचा हमसाया आसमां का वो संदरे हमारा वो पासमा हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा गोरी में खेलती है इसकी हजारों नदियां गोदी में खेलती है इसकी हजारों नदियां गुलशन है जिनके दम से रश्के जना हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा मज़हब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना मज़हब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना हिंदी है हम हिंदी है हम हिंदी है हम वतन है हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा हमारा
ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയ ഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയ ഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം ഓ ഹൃദയമേ ഹൃദയമേ ഉണരുമീ വേളയിൽ പ്രാണനും ജീവവായുവും ഭാരതാംബയാമമ്മേ ഭാരതാമോചനം ധീരദേശാഭിമാനികളെ സലാം ചോരയും വീര്യവും ജീവനും ത്യജിച്ച യോദ്ധാക്കളെ സലാം ഹൃദയമേ ഹൃദയമേ ഉണരുമീ വേളയിൽ ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയ ഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയ ഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം ഓ ജയ് കിസാൻ ഹോ ജയ് ജവാൻ ഹോ ജയ് കിസാൻ ഹോ ജയ് ജവാൻ ജയ് കിസാൻ ഹോ ജയ് ജവാൻ ഹോ ജയ് കിസാൻ ഹോ ജയ് ജവാൻ ജയ 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 ദേശം ജയ 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 ഭാരതം ശാന്തി മന്ത്രമായി ഹിന്ദുവും മണ്ണിൽ സ്നേഹദൂതുമായി ക്രിസ്ത്യനും സമാധാനമോദി മുസൽമാനും ശാന്തി മന്ത്രമായി ഹിന്ദുവും മണ്ണിൽ സ്നേഹദൂതുമായി ക്രിസ്ത്യനും സമാധാനമോദി മുസൽമാനും ഒരു നറുമലരി തടുപോലെ മനസ്സ് ചേർത്തുന്ന ഭാരതമാതാവിൻ മടിയിൽ ചാഞ്ഞുറങ്ങിന വിവിധ ഭാഷവേഷത്തിൻ കീർത്തിയാർന്ന നാടേ ജയ 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 ജനനി ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയ ഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയ ഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം ഓ ഗാന്ധി മാർഗം അഹിംസയും മനം ചേർത്ത് വെച്ചൊരി ഇന്ത്യയിൽ മഹാത്മാക്കളേകിയ സംസ്കാരം ഗാന്ധി മാർഗം അഹിംസയും മനം ചേർത്ത് വെച്ചൊരി ഇന്ത്യയിൽ മഹാത്മാക്കളേകിയ സംസ്കാരം പരതരതുറയാതെ വികലമാകുമ്പോൾ സർവസദാചാരമിന്നിവിടെ മൺമറയുന്നു ഇവിടെ വർണ്ണമന്മതിൽ തീർത്തതാണ് ഇനി ഉണരുക ജനതേ ഓ ഹൃദയമേ ഹൃദയമേ ഉണരുമീ വേളയിൽ ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയ ഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയ ഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം ഓ
Thank you very much, KCC Group, for enthralling us with the beautiful songs. I now request Ambassador of India to Kuwait, His Excellency Shri C.B. George, Madam Joyce C.B., all the officers, officials, staff, and their family members to come to the stage for a group photo.